Good morning, cats and kittens, pups and pooches. It's Susie Q96, and I'm back from Florida. I finally got to go see my brother. I haven't seen him since before COVID, and I've been sitting on that trip money ever since. Finally made it down there, got to see brother. Did a little bit of detecting, not a lot, but let me get my pen out here because first 10 in get signed up for June. Archaeology Mikey, he's always on the hunt. Mikey first one in, followed by Cody Emmons. I'd learn how to write. And Detector Kev. Hi, Detector Kev. How are ya? I'm doing good. I did well on my trip. I didn't have any major health scares, so that was good. Did a little bit of detecting, not a lot. I'll talk about that here pretty soon. Hi, Shelbell. How's the fam? So, first 5 in so far. Archaeology Mikey, Cody Emmons, Detector Kev, Diggin, and Shelbell. Got 5 more spots. There's A&M Prospecting. That'll make 6. As soon as I get my 10, I'll start running my yap and telling you all about the trip and some of this stuff. As you can see, I finally got my 2022 penny that I didn't find in the last box search. When I went to Florida, I went with Dawn, the metal detective, and she got this in her change when we stopped to get a drink. And so I'll tell you, as soon as I get done with my 10, I'll tell you about the detecting part of our trip. I didn't get to go dirt detecting. Well, yeah, I kind of did, but anyway, Dawn and I kind of went separate directions for the first 3 days of the trip. And I was detecting in my brother's yard, but it's pretty much been picked. My brother had a detector for many years. And so, of course, he had already gone over it multiple times. And then a couple years ago, I went over it. And now his 2 twin grandsons, who I think they are 9 or 10, they both have metal detectors. And my brother had seeded the yard with quarters and stuff for the boys. And they've been over the yard multiple times. So by the time I went back to it, there wasn't a whole lot. He thought maybe they might have missed some quarters, but they must be pretty good little detectorists because I only found a nickel. I was thinking about going today back here in Virginia, but I got a lot of stuff I got to put away and take care of. And it's been going from cloudy to sun, cloudy to sun. And truthfully, I learned a lesson. Okay, there's somebody new. Donnie Wayne's in the house. Get Donnie on the list. Donnie's lucky number 7. How you doing, Donnie? I got your email. Thank you for that. Donnie donated his prize back from the last win, so it's probably going to go into June. Baking strawberry rhubarb pie. Oh my gosh, I have a rhubarb story. I will not eat rhubarb, and it's because of my cousin Butch. When we were kids, What happens when I get to 10 on the list? Okay, what I do is at the end of the month, I have a big giveaway. And I put all these people who win their entries will go on the big wheel for the end for the grand prizes. And I keep track of everybody. Hi, Daniel. You can get 5 entries throughout the month through games or my regular shows or my pop-ups. And then I load everybody's names onto the wheel and we start chucking people out. And last month, our winner was Daniel Lauren for the coin part, and Sandy Johnson won the prize pack for with the detecting items in it. So we just save up everybody's names digging until the end of the month, and then we draw for 2 big prizes. So I keep an Excel database. Well, I write them down while I'm in here, and then I put everybody in the database, and then I paste everybody over on the wheel, and we start giving stuff away. And we have a good time getting everybody on the wheel. We play some different games during my shows, and sometimes we just do it like this. If I don't have time to set up games, I'll just say, okay, first 10 in, you get an entry. At the end of the month, then we give away the prizes. And I do it that way because I'm on Social Security and it saves me on postage. So that's how I do it. Well, yeah, it does get people to return, but I do it that way because I can't afford a lot of postage. I'm on Social Insecurity. And so it's better for me to just send out a couple of bigger prizes than it is for me to be trying to send out, 15, 20 a month. It just works out better in the long run for me. So that I just started doing it that way last month, and it seemed to work out well for everyone. So we're sticking with it. So that's how we do. And I was going to tell Shellbell about the rhubarb. When I was a kid, my brother Butch was several years older than I was, and he convinced me that rhubarb was just red celery and got me to take a great big bite out of this raw rhubarb, which anybody that's ever eaten raw rhubarb knows you don't want to do that. So Miss Susie does not eat rhubarb anymore to this day. I can hardly even look at it because I still go back to my cousin Butch talking me into eating that raw rhubarb. Oh my goodness. I think I was maybe 6. Oh, it was horrible. It was horrible. Like I said, I was a little kid, and my cousin Butch used to pick on me all the time. I was the same age as his younger sister. And oh yeah. Yeah, it was not a pleasant experience. I'm pretty sure I threw up. So rhubarb and I just we don't hang out together. So anyway, the Florida trip. Like I said, I had sat on. Oh, I've tasted it, Shell Bell. My cousin Mary makes it, but yeah, see, a lot of mine digging are over, and they were costing me $3 to $4 each to mail, and then the envelopes and all of that. And I live on $800 a month, so it when I did the big Christmas giveaway, it took me 3 months to mail everything out because it cost me close to $300. And I just decided as much as I enjoy doing that sort of thing, I can't do it. So I started doing it this way. And also, I do give away smaller prizes sometimes during the course of this, but they are, like you said, under 1 ouncer, so I could just put a stamp on them. Like, but I had to do it. It was either that or not give away anything, and I didn't want it to be like that. So this is how I do it now. And like I said, it worked out well last month. Yeah, I'm not monetized. I was almost monetized when I got sick. And while I was offline for about 6.5 months, YouTube took, bye, Shellbell, we'll see you later. Yeah, YouTube took over 250 people away from me. And then I also lost over 1,000 view hours. It kicked me back to where I had been 2 years ago. So yeah, I am not monetized. And recently I was in someone else's live stream, and another channel that was in there said some kind of nasty things about the fact that my Nightbot has a thing that comes up and asks people or gives people information on how to be, no, the view hours at the end of 12 months, they will take them away. They will take away the previous years. And I was like at 3,800 and something. I almost had my 4,000, and they kicked me all the way back to around 2,000. So yeah, I struggled. But anyway, I got called out by another channel for my Nightbot message that asks people to become Patreon sponsors, or says if you want to send donations. There's Sir Benji. Good morning. Sir Benji is number 9. So anyway, yeah, somebody called me out, and they said, well, if I had to ask for money, I just wouldn't have a channel. And I reminded that person that they are monetized. It's a separate, it's Nightbot TV, and it runs in conjunction with my StreamYard, because I'm not monetized. I don't use the, there's James. James is number 10. I don't broadcast my live stream straight through YouTube. I use StreamYard, and I can run this bot that allows me to do giveaways and keep track of things. It's a free app. It doesn't cost anything to use. But anyway, yeah, this particular channel said, well, you know, they thought I was begging for money, and I pointed out to them, they are monetized, and they have a little $ down there where people can click and donate. They just don't have to say, hey, you know, send it here. Yeah, actually, Digging Canuck is where I first learned about Nightbot. Liz is the one that taught me how to use it back when it first came out. But anyway, I thought that was kind of rude to jump on me and somebody else's channel and say I shouldn't have that in my Nightbot asking for money, yet they're monetized. And I asked this person, I said, well, what if you lost your income, or you had an income of what I have, and you could not pay for your internet, or you could not pay to ship your things out? And they said, well, we would just take our channel down. And I'm like, no, you wouldn't. You know, but they're monetized. They're getting money from that. They're getting money from super stickers. They're getting money. having that little dollar sign down there that people can click on and put money into your live stream is the same thing as asking for money. You're just not saying put it in Patreon or send it by PayPal, but you still got something up there that allows people to send you money. So I thought it was pretty rude of them to attack me, especially in someone else's live stream. If they had a problem, yes, they do. That's another one, Mikey. They also have memberships on that channel. So I'm like, hey, you're asking for money. You're just doing it in a different way. And I don't know if any of you have even seen that thing pop up in my stream today, because it's only set to pop up every 45 minutes. It's not like I've got something coming up every 5 minutes saying, send money, send money, send money. It's not like that. I don't think it's even popped up in this whole, since I've been on today. It might at some point because it's automatically programmed to do so. But yeah, I just thought it was a little bit rude. And I am actually a member on their channel, and I've almost considered just sending back anything they sent me and telling them to take a hike, because I just thought it was rude that they even opened that topic while in someone else's live stream who is also not monetized. And I don't know how that particular party funds their channel, but I just didn't think that was appropriate. If they had an issue with my channel, they should have just messaged me. Anyway, I'm going to tell you real quick who I'm not going to say, because I don't want to start a fight. People that were in there know who it was. But because it was in a third party's channel, I don't want to go there. The people that were in there at the time saw it happen, but I don't want to bring any bad publicity to the person whose live stream it was, because that party had nothing to do with it. That party was actually interviewing a guest when it happened. And I'm like, how rude is this? Anyway, our first 10 entries for the end of June gift-away are Archaeology Mikey, Cody Hammond, Cody Ammons. Why do I do that? Detector Kev, Diggin, Shell Bell, A&M Prospecting, Donnie Wayne, Daniel Lawrence, Sir Benji, and the lucky James Eller. See, I don't want, I'm not trying to make $1 bazillion off being monetized. I just want the channel to bring in 25, 30 bucks a month so I can pay the postage. So I am not cutting into my Social Security check. I'm not trying to be Nugget Noggin or Gig Master or Aqua Chigger or the Hoovers. I'm not even shooting for that. I just want the channel to pay its own expenses. And my expenses are postage, internet, and I do have the paid version of StreamYard because they only give you 18 hours for free, and I have 3 or 4 different channels for 3 or 4 different topics. So 18 hours is not enough. So I pay $25 for that. So if I could have the channel offsetting the StreamYard, the internet fee, and the postage, I'm good with that, because my income is so low that I can't really afford to be taking chunks out of my $800 a month income to be doing this, and I've had to kind of park 2 of my other channels. I have a channel for genealogy. I am a retired professional genealogist. I used to work for Ancestry.com. So I have a channel called Rootbound Genealogy, which is totally inactive right now because I just haven't had time to do it. I have O Susie Q Jewelry and Decor. Where I sell handcrafted jewelry and home decorating items and sometimes some flea market things. So that's 2 of them. And then there's this one. And then I have one for a band that I work with. So none of those are active right now due to financial reasons. I've just had to park them on the side. I'm going to try this summer to get them moving along again. But see, Mikey, you've got to be monetized before you can do the membership thing. You don't have that function until you are monetized. And that was another reason that it bothered me that somebody was saying that about the non-monetized channels, that we should not ask for help. Yeah, I mean, frankly, whose business is it of theirs anyway? It was kind of my attitude. But the fact that they did it in someone else's stream bothered me. It just really, really bothered me that they would pick someone else's stream who also was not monetized to have that discussion, and did it while the person was interviewing a guest. I just thought it was tacky, and it happened almost a month ago, and I'm still not happy about it. So, but that's part of why it all wraps up in why I do my giveaways the way I do. I had to change it because I just don't have the money to do that. Thank you, Mikey. That one I do still use periodically. The Oh Susie Q Jewelry and Decor. That one does have some content on it. I think my genealogy one only has 1 video. And the one for the band we have parked right now while I reorganize the material. We had to fight with our own record label as to whether or not they were going to allow us to use our own material. And at the end of August, we regain all the publishing rights to all of our stuff. So at that point in time, that site will do a relaunch. But I've got some medical stuff coming up. I try not to talk about my medical stuff too much anymore. That's another complaint. People say, oh, you talk about your health too much. Well, it's my channel. I talk about whatever I want. But I was just diagnosed with a new rare autoimmune disorder. And I have to go to the specialist for that on the 30th of the month. And hopefully the treatment is not going to cause me to have to drop offline again. That's going to make me really mad if I have to do that, because I've actually been doing quite well the last couple of months. I may have a bad day, but not, not where I'm laid out for weeks. Which other channel, Mikey? The root-bound genealogy? There's, I think, only one thing up there right now. I think it's actually Root-Bound Genealogy with Susie Q96, but you'd probably find it under Root-Bound Genealogy. Anyway, the trip to Florida, got to tell you about that. That was supposed to actually happen over a year ago, and it was supposed to be a visit my brother and go metal detecting thing. And part of it was paid for by a donation to my channel that was designated for that specific thing. That was donated a couple years back by Muscle Shell. And I set that money aside and just sat on it. And right after the money was donated, I had a pulmonary embolism and almost died and had to learn how to walk all over again. It was a bad deal. So just in the last few months, I've finally been healthy enough to do some things. And Dawn, the metal detective, happens to be from my area, though she no longer lives here. She lives in Texas, but her parents live an hour away from me. So she was coming this way, and she offered to take me to Florida to see my brother and go detecting. And so I finally, after over 2 years, was well enough to do so. And last week we got in her vehicle and off we went to Florida. And I will tell you that my eyesight was good enough that I actually did get to drive part of the trip in her fancy schmancy SUV. My car would have never made it down there, but we went down, and the first 3 days I stayed with my brother and his wife, and she went off and did some detecting with Swamp Rat Nation. And then after that, we went and spent 3 days in my favorite little motel hotel on Reddington Beach, Florida. And we did some beach detecting. And both of us have decided we're dirt diggers. We're not beach people. It is too hard for me at my age to walk in the dry sand, and I am still feeling the pain. Got to have lunch. Got to go having lunch with my son and his better half and grandson. Well, you have a great time, Sir Benji. Hold down the greater Flint area for me. I'm still trying to get moved up there, but my waiting list is moving much slower now because everybody's trying to get into the low income housing and nobody is moving out. So I've got on the list for 2 or 3 different ones, and some of them, the lists are like 2 years long. So I don't know how long I'm going to be stuck here in Virginia. I am desperately trying to get back to Michigan. But anyway, we decided we are not beach detectorists. I love the beach, but after the health issues and stuff that I've had, it is very, very hard for me to navigate the beach. And truthfully, I think the beaches in that area are so heavily hit. We didn't find much. I'm not even going to tell you what Dawn found. I'm going to leave that up to her if she wants to release her video. I did get her GoPro all set up for her, though. She had gotten a GoPro and didn't know how to set it up because for some reason the instruction thing wasn't in there. So I did get her camera all set up for her. So you should be seeing some content coming from Dawn the Metal Detective now, besides what she's been able to film with her phone. So we did accomplish some stuff, and part of the detecting prize package at the end of this month, Dawn donated a Garrett Detector's fines apron, and we also have some of her new stickers. They're pretty awesome. I don't know if I can get one under the camera where you can see it, but she's got some nice stickers that I'll be giving away. I'm not going to say, Mark, but yeah, it kind of did, and it was really gross, and I'm glad I didn't find it, but I have in the past in a park in Florida. So yeah, it was pretty bad. So anyway, I had a good time. I didn't get to do everything I wanted to do because alternately Dawn had a day where she didn't feel good, and then I had a day where I didn't feel so good. The day she didn't feel good, I hopped on the Pinellas trolley with my senior discount. It was $1.25 each way, and I went up the beach to Indian Rocks Beach and detected for a little while. We were supposed to go with Simon from the Weedy Boys, and that day his wife, who is ill, was having some problems from her dialysis, and he had to step back and not go with us. And we were supposed to go with Florida Thunder Digging with Rob, and the day we were leaving to go down there, he found out he had been COVID struck. So we did not get to go with him either. And by the time he had a negative test, it was our last day there. So we also did not get to go with him this time. I went with him the last time I was down there. Thank you, Diggin. Thank you. Hi, Paula. How are you? But we still had a good time. Oh, and while I was gone, I got some mail, so I'm going to do a little mail call. Right before I went, I won a token on Digging with Deej. Deej is one of my Michigander people that I cannot wait when I get to Michigan to go detecting with Deej. I just love her, and she has been so supportive of me throughout all of my health issues. But anyway, while I was gone, my cool token that I won arrived, and it is from the world's largest carousel. And I looked this place up. Let me turn it over so I can remember the name. It's the House on the Rock, and it's, I believe, in Wisconsin, and they have the world's largest carousel there. So I won that token. Hi, Carla. So I won that token, and it came while I was gone with one of Deej's new stickers, which I really like because they say, if you're not digging trash, you're not finding treasure. So these are her 2022 stickers. I got one of those while I was gone. So that was something nice to come home to. And I've got videos I need to make, and I've got, and then I got some quarters. My sister-in-law, the day it was raining and we were stuck in the house, my sister-in-law brought me all her quarters out of all her change out of their motorhome, and gave me some quarters to go through. So I got another Maya, and And I got a few that need to go in the books that I'm giving away. This is a, oh, this was a Blue Ridge Parkway that I saved only because the one I put in the last book was kind of funky and that one looked better. So I saved that. And then I got some of the territories. Yeah, I got a District of Columbia. These are always a little harder for me to find. And while these are not car wash quarters per se, they are pocket change. Did I see Scott come in? Hey, Scott. Yeah, you guys missed the top 10. Lucky James Eller got the 10th spot, but we'll be doing plenty. We had over 100. We had 105 people signed up last time to win the end of the month prize. I'm not sure why I saved Colorado. Oh, because it was cleaner than the one I had. I try to put the best ones I can in the books when I give them away. So these came out of my, and this one we're missing in a book that I'm working on. I'll put that in the book on Monday. That was the only state missing. So needed that one. And this, I believe, is a territory also. Yeah, this is another District of Columbia. It's not as nice, but we have it. And then there was in their pocket change a Canadian dime that I saved. But that was nice of my sister-in-law. You know, she knew I was stuck in the house. And all right, Paula, thanks for popping in. Slap that thumbs up on the way out. Yeah, so anyway, my sister-in-law knew I couldn't go outside. It was raining and nasty. That tropical storm was going through. So she went out and got all the change out of their motorhome and let me go through it. So I picked those few little items out, and she gave me a great big box of coin wrappers because she knows I'm always out of coin, running out of coin wrappers. So, and then the other thing I got while I was down there is a piece of medical equipment that I had never seen before. You put the app on your phone, and then you have to buy this little piece of equipment that costs like $125, but it turns your phone into a portable EKG machine. So if you have something like AFib or a heart murmur or anything like that, you can actually load this app and you put your fingers on this touchpad and it will run an EKG, which you can then send to your medical professional. And I don't have money to buy that kind of thing. The little pad that goes with it is like $125, $150. But my brother and his wife both have one, and they had an extra one that they kept in their motorhome. Well, they're getting ready to sell the motorhome, so they gave me the one they had for that. And I sent one of the reports to my primary care and asked her how accurate she thought it was, and was it interpreting the information correctly. And she was very excited that I have this piece of equipment. So now if I feel like I'm going into AFib, my doctor's quite a bit of ways from me because we live in the mountains. So I can just download that report, send it over to her, and she can look at it and let me know if she feels I need to come to her office or do I need to go to the ER. It's a really, really cool thing. And she said she had seen it before and it's quite accurate. And so I really got to thank my brother for that wonderful gift, because that is just something that I won't have to be trying to get into the cardiologist every time I start having a little heart flutter thing. So, and then the other thing I did on the trip was, since 2019, I've been trying to get my friend Tommy's ashes scattered in all the places that he had told me he wanted them to be. So I was able to get 2 more of those things done. That was one of the things I didn't get to finish up because that tropical storm was down there and stuff, but I did get that done. But like I said, Dawn and I have decided we are not beach detectorists. It is so hard. The older you get, the harder it becomes to walk in the sand. In fact, there were a couple times I was afraid I was going to fall down, and it was very, very crowded at the beach. So I think I'm just going to stick to dirt digging. At least until I get to Michigan. It's a different kind of beach on the Great Lakes than it is on like the Gulf of Mexico. And then here's another thing that happened. I'm just kind of giving you the update on the trip. I had a chain that I got a while back, and I'm going to stick, as you can see, it is marked 925. I haven't worn it. And I wore it on the trip, and we're going to be testing this chain on an upcoming show where I'm going to test some jewelry, because I just pulled it out of the box. It said 925. I put it on. I was wearing it, and Dawn said, "Hey, did you know that that chain is turning your neck green?" Well, 925 shouldn't be turning Susie's neck green. So I took it off, and sure enough, it was all green. So we're going to be testing this chain because I'm pretty sure this is a fake. It should not have been turning me green. But we're going to see how it tests. I have some other pieces of jewelry. I have a ring that I found that is marked 925. And I know for a fact it is not 925 because it's stuck to a magnet. So I am going to be doing an upcoming video showing y'all how you can get fake. I'm going to be real surprised if this one tests as sterling, because it did turn my neck green. So yeah, that was an interesting side thing, was my 925 chain doesn't appear to be 925. I don't know, Mikey. But it was hard for me to even walk on the wet. Yeah, I know that, Mikey. That's what I'm saying, is I think this is not really 925. It was marked 925, but it's not. So whoever bought this chain probably got ripped off. I found this chain a while back, and it's just been in my finds box. And I thought, well, it's 925. I'm going to wear it. Do I have an extra 24-inch chain? I'll have to look. Actually, James, I buy chain in bulk, and I can make them whatever length I want them to. But I'm not sure if I have 24 inches of sterling left on the spool, because I used most of it up at Christmas. But I will certainly check for you, James, because I tend to make my own personal chains longer. So I'll check and see if I have a 24-inch sterling. But this was a find, and I just decided I was going to wear it since it was marked 925, and then it turned out to be a big fat fake and turned me green. So we're going to test it, and we're also going to test some other things. I have test kits for both gold and silver, and a box full of assorted finds. I've got another fake that I found a couple years back that I was heartbroken when I found out it was a fake. But then I also have a ring that is gold, but there's no mark on it. And the reason there's no mark is the ring is old and whoever wore it. Thank you, A&M. Have a great weekend. Find some gold. Hi, Gilbert Rogers. Welcome. But yeah, I've got a ring that I know is gold. It's been tested gold, but it has no marks on it because it's old and has been worn so much that the marks are gone. I also have personal rings of mine that have no marks in them because they have worn off. Rings that I have been wearing since the 70s. And I know they're silver and they were marked when I originally started wearing them. But the marks have since worn away. And then I have one ring that I can't remember if it's white gold or sterling silver that does not have a mark. And I have several parts of pieces of jewelry where, like I found part of an earring or part of a bracelet while I was detecting, and they appear to be sterling or they appear to be possibly pieces of gold, but there's no mark available because I don't have the entire piece of jewelry. So I'm going to be doing a video here shortly where I test some of these pieces. And now this so-called 925 necklace is going to be part of that. Because one thing I have discovered, sometimes the only part that is actually 925, so that they can legally get away with it, they will mark it and the only thing will be the actual clasp. And then the necklace itself is plated. It's a sneaky way of getting away with that. And because I make jewelry, I have learned about some of those little sneakies. Like I have this box right here that has a couple of, these are some earrings. These are actually sterling. They're vintage. But the clasp is not. The front is. But the clasp, you can see, that's not, the clasp is not sterling. But the front of them are. Then the other set, which are also vintage, and they're marked sterling. I have not tested them, but they're marked sterling. But when I took them out of this box, I found a spot that looks like rust. So we're going to be testing these as well because sterling doesn't rust. So that's going to be one of my projects in an upcoming video. And then I bought some earring wires to use in my jewelry making project, and the catalog said they were sterling, but they're not marked 925. And usually I won't use them because I told the company, I said, look, I said, since I'm doing resale, my components have to be marked. So I'm going to test them. I don't think they're sterling. I think they tried to pass something off on me. And so I never used them, and they're just in my box, and we're going to test those. So that's going to be part of that video. I've been going to do that video for a while. This is just pocket change here I'm looking at. That's left over from my trip. I got all my pennies rolled this morning. They're going back to the bank on Monday. And I'm going to try to get us another box of coins to search. I've had decent luck on both of the last 2 boxes. I found Indian head pennies in. So I'm going to, later today, I'm going to go through this bag that's got all the 1982s in it and try to sort the copper from the zincs, so I can take all the zinkers back, roll them up. So I'm gonna try to get back into my routine. I didn't do any shows for the last 2 weeks because I was doing that big flea market, raising money for my trip, and then I went on my trip. So now I'm gonna get back into everything and get going on stuff for the June giveaway. And I still have a bunch of metal detecting videos I haven't put together. I've got a place I'm going to go detect tomorrow, assuming that my legs are not quite as stiff as they are today. I'm still a little stiff from walking in all that sand. It got pretty intense out there. Yeah, see, Mikey, I wouldn't buy that kind of thing on eBay either. I am an eBay seller, and I have been since the year 2000, and I have seen so many people get ripped off on coins and jewelry and things like gold bars and rounds and that kind of stuff, that I don't even sell my own handcrafted jewelry on eBay. I just don't. I sell other things on there. I sell books, I sell shot glasses, I sell clothing, but I don't sell much in the way of jewelry or anything like that. That market is so corrupt that I just don't. I don't buy on there either. So, and the other thing I'm doing is I'm going through my my coins and getting rid of a lot of duplicates. I don't know how many of you watch Handy Andy 73.6, but he has the broken heart box that he draws consolation prizes out of, and I have a similar container going that has duplicates of coins in it that are going to go in prize packages, and I've been working on that. And then I had $20 left in the trip fund, so I got some rolls on Andy's last night, and some of the things that came out of the broken hearts thing in my pulls are probably going to go in here and be given away because they're duplicates of what I have already. But I'm going to try and be getting back to normal. Like this ring I just happened to find this ring sitting in a box. I took it off at the hospital. This ring, I think the marking has long since worn out of. I've had it since the 70s. No, this one's still got the marking in it. This one is legitimately silver. It was given to me by a friend of mine who is now passed away. But I have some that I've just worn them for so long. There's no mark in them. Now this one, I'm pretty sure the person I got this from told me it was sterling, but I don't believe it is. I know the stone is not real, and I can't find any marking on it, but he swears it's sterling. So this will be a piece that we test. I bought it in a lot of jewelry a couple of years back on a channel. but I don't believe that one is. This one I also can't find any mark on, but it looks more sterling than the other one did, but I don't believe it is either. It's a nice little brooch, but I don't believe, I can't find anything on it. So that one will be tested. Like I said, it's very pretty, but I don't think it's a real. Alrighty, a lot of times digging, what I do is I'll just leave my computer on and let it run somebody's playlist so that they can get the hours. I've done that with a number of people. But yeah, I've got all these little odds and ends things that people tell me, oh, well, that's sterling, and I don't think so. I can't find a mark on it. There's another one that's really cute. This is in the we got to test it box because it's got multiple charms on it, and maybe one of the charms might be, but I don't think all of it is. So that's what we're going to be doing. I'm actually going to go take a nap this afternoon. I was going to go detect, decided against it because the weather's bouncing too much. So anyway, I will be back on my regularly scheduled Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern with the Lodo coin collecting show. Monday, I'm going to run down to the bank, try to get us a box of coins. I'm also going to go wash all the birdie num num off my car and get some quarters from the change at the car wash. And I got some quarters that came from the soda vending machine here at the old fart's home. I probably have $6 or $7 of those that we're going to go through. And I got some loose pennies I found all over the house while cleaning. So we're just going to do what we do on the Lodo Coin Show on Monday. And I may be on tomorrow to sign some more people up. Again, I'm going to try to have 100 entries between now and when we do the end of the month giveaway. And I haven't looked at the calendar yet to see what day I'm going to schedule that for. I missed. Okay, we will probably be doing that on June the 29th or on, yeah, June the 29th, because the following Monday would be 4th of July and I'm not doing it on a holiday. So, all righty. So I will see everybody later. Y'all go out. Either go out and find some treasure or looking around in your house and find some treasure. It's there. You just got to find it. You can't find it if you're not looking for it. So I will see everyone later. Y'all have a good weekend. Be safe. Be cool. And we'll hit the like button on the way out. Thank you. M3 says meow. Bye, everybody. Oh, where are you going, Mikey? You going back to Florida? It depends on what time I do it, too. You're not going to be on the plane for 24 hours, I don't think. All righty. Well, I'm going. Oh, I forgot you were going to the show in Long Beach. Well, we'll make allowances for that. You know how I am. You don't have to be present to win on the grand prize anyway. You just have to claim it within 5 days. So it's just the ones that I'm doing in the stream, the extras. So that's cool. We'll see y'all later. Bye, everyone.